Hi, friends. Welcome to another monthly favors. In contrast to March's favorites, I'm filming this like 5-6 days out of the end of the month, and I think I've already decided what my favorites will be because this week I'm going to Maddie's house, and I wanted to bring this along with me to edit so I have something to upload next week because my schedule has been quite sporadic. So I gathered my favorites, which are a lot of the same that you saw from last month's favorites video, even though I still wanted to share. And why don't we start with what I feel is going to be my dominating makeup routine for the majority of the spring season and maybe mostly the summer season. I'm just assuming so. Still fresh from the Sephora spring savings event, and if you want to check out that video, I'll make sure to post the link down below and up in a link in a card next to me. But I recently bought 3 new concealers. I did not buy any new foundation because I have been loving the Danessa Blurring Balm Powder Foundation product. It has found itself back into my routine full force, and I've been enjoying just the synergistic quality between the concealers and the blurring balm. And it's funny, before I started recording, I just discovered that Natasha Denona is releasing a new concealer. The High Glam No Crease Something Serum Concealer. It looks gorgeous, but I just bought new ones. So I will not be buying Natasha's new concealer. I am on her PR list. I'm not sure if she'll send me a few products, a few of the concealers. If she does, I'll be happy to come on here and review them, especially if they pick colors that are within my complexion range. But bam, I'm really happy with the Lancome Teint Idole that, again, I recently purchased from the Sephora sale, as well as the Dior Forever Skin Correct. So why don't we start off with this demo and get into the B-roll. I applied the Teint Idole in 350 Biscool on the inner parts of my eyes. As I explained in my haul video, the peachy undertone I think is accurate in correcting just like the bluish undertones that occur under my eyes, especially now with all the rubbing I've been doing from allergies. This color helps immensely in not only evening out the tone for under my eyes, but brightening that part of my eyes also. I mistakenly picked up 360 Bisque Neutral because I meant to pick up a color for the rest of my face, but for some reason a human error occurred while shopping. But I still apply this color on the outer parts of my under eyes, and that does deliver a brightening effect. So not all is lost. I figured out a place to use this concealer on, and I quite like 360 and 350 together for my under eye overall region in general. And then I spotted the Dior Forever Skin Correct in for neutral. This color is dead on. Although yes, neutral is not drab neutral. It has a little bit of like that golden warmth to it, which I think is perfect for what I would like to achieve complexion wise for the spring and summer. Just one doe foot applicator's worth all over my face. And if I wanted to achieve more evening of tone or a little more coverage, that's when I go in with the blurring balm. But before that, a revisit, if you will, for the Saie Sun Melt Cream Bronzer. I think there were 2 new shades that were added to the lineup, and one of you had said that I think it might have been tan bronze is absolutely exquisite. I held back from buying that shade and stayed with medium bronze, as you see here, applying it to the hollows of my cheeks because I do enjoy the consistency of this cream bronzer. It's not as direct as, let's say, the LYS cream contour bronzer stick or even the Rare Beauty bronzer stick. Both products are immensely gorgeous. I like that there's just a little less. I used translucent maybe a few months ago when I first reviewed this product. There's just a lightness about it, like a watercolor quality about this bronzer. And I think it advantageous with layering. So I apply this first, and because it does have a little color, it will provide some coverage to this area of my face. And afterwards, I went in with the Danessa Blurring Balm just on the portions, the outer perimeters of my face where I needed a little more coverage, maybe to buff down the bronzer if I applied too much. And this is the step where I I feel the role of Danessa's blurring balm truly shines. When it first hit the market, people were deciding, what is it? Is it foundation? Is it powder? There was so much emphasis in trying to figure out what the product is instead of just experimenting with it in different ways during different points of your complexion routine, that it's going to play a different role for different people. So I wasn't caught up in trying to present it as this one thing. And I think that's what Danessa also wanted as well. A hybrid product that is very fluid in terms of its role. Yes, it could be foundation, maybe concealer, maybe a blotting powder, whatever you found how to serve for you, that's what it is for you that day. Maybe it's something else on another day. For this particular routine, it was to provide a little more evening of tone and deeper into the summer season. Also for that blotting capability, which I think just more beneficial than me applying a whole foundation all over my face. Again, as I mentioned in my Sephora video for my haul, concealer and cream blush will be the extent of makeup products that I think I would reach for when it's hot and humid. I just don't want anything heavy in my face. However, if the product is formulated to combat excess oil and sweat and just keeping the skin from feeling heavy and hot, then the blurring balm is going to be my number one choice going forward. And another reason why I love the Saie is because I have thought about it when using Pat McGrath's Divine Bronzers. Yes, I had mentioned this as a favorite in my previous monthly fave video, but this is where I adore this bronzer, because if I wanted a little more bronze, maybe a little more coverage, I applied Bronze Nirvana on top of Saie's medium bronze cream formula, and my goodness, I didn't run into any muddiness. It didn't look too dark on me. It still looked bronze. The products layered over so beautifully with each other, and I think that is a testament to how lightweight in terms of the pigmentation the Saie is. And some of you had thought the Saie was too emollient, and I would suggest maybe you just powder it on top, or maybe you powder before you apply the Saie for that reinforcement. For me, I just thought about slapping on Pat's bronzer on top of the Saie, and it worked out perfectly. So not only do I have the reinforcement from Pat's powder, but I have a little more of that bronze color coming forward, which I don't think I would have been able to do with tan bronze. I think the heat would have been turned up too much, and I wouldn't have enough room to control that gradient. So that's why I stuck with medium bronze, and it's still going strong. Maybe I am hitting a year with this product. It is a 12-month suggested shelf life. It doesn't smell weird. None's happening to my face, so I think we're still in the clear to use this for a little more. Next, I applied the newly purchased Gucci Luminous Matte Bronzer in Bright Coral number 4. Ooh, what a shade in terms of just providing that perfect dose of flush that's not overwhelming, that I don't feel calls for other makeup. If I wanted to keep my eyes bare, maybe light gloss on the lips, Bright Coral is fantastic for my standalone everyday blush color. But of course, I had to add a little more. I went in with Danessa's Blurring Balm Powder Flush in Jubilee, which again is new to the collection. And depending on the finish that you want to achieve, I actually used reference number 4 because I didn't want so much pickup that I think I would have received from a synthetic brush. Just more of a light layering of Jubilee over Bright Coral, Bronze Nirvana, and Saie's medium bronze in the Sun Melt. It just enveloped everything, and I feel the colors still provided some nuance to the overall complexion, and that's why I love the Blurring Balm Powder Flush formula. It's lightweight, it's soft matte, very much like its Blurring Balm foundation counterpart. Versatile in the finish, in how you can cocktail it with different products. If I had wanted, I could have applied Jubilee first and then the Blurring Balm in 6 all over, just to dial down the intensity, but also to create that lightweight flushed effect on the cheeks that just looked, again, naturally flushed and not artificially placed. And I actually forgot to put on highlighter, and going in with the 350 medium cool, or excuse me, medium neutral shade from the Teint Idole provides really nice highlighting effect on the cheekbones. You know what I mean? Like, totally fine with not having anything there, but if I wanted a little something, I would have just went in with Pat's dual highlighter stick, which what I've been gravitating towards. Also, in addition to now the Gucci and Danessa's Jubilee, loving the Phytosurgence Skin Spark Blush Balms. I had went over those swatches in the March favorites video as well as the Sephora haul video. If you want to check those out, you'll have the timestamp down below. Fantastic shades for this season. And again, as I mentioned, the difference in formula for me, the Phytosurgence a little moussier has a little more of a sheen to its finish, and I adore combining Ember, Inferno, Singe, Smolder, and also their more desaturated shades they released as a collection, I think a few months back. I like to play with those shades as well. In general though, the Smolder, the Inferno, the Ember, and the Singe are my colors of choice going forward. I'm going to combine the heck out of those, and I cannot wait, especially I think Singe with Gucci's bright coral, just having that more light coral shade here on the center and bringing Singe a little higher. The combinations. An oldie but still a goodie. I haven't used this product in quite some time. The Shiseido Synchro Skin Invisible Silk Loose Powder in the Radiant. There's also one in like a more matte formula. I dusted this lightly under my eyes, and I love this powder. I had reviewed this maybe 2 years ago when it first released, alongside the Synchro Skin Foundation, and the Synchro Skin line is fantastic from Shiseido, but it's so lightweight and it sets the concealer without it looking powdery. So the Lancome Teint Idole can still do its thing. It's still giving that natural skin finish, but the powder is just so lightweight and perfect. I gotta use this more often. And I think, well, one could say or argue that the Radiant might not be appropriate for the summertime. True. I do have the matte version somewhere. I have to find it. But I love the Radiant for under the eyes. I think the formula has a little bit of pearl in the finish, so the powder doesn't look flat. It's not as matte in terms of its role. And that's why maybe I didn't get the Laura Mercier pressed powder that I was eyeing. I was, but I don't need it. I like the Shiseido. I have plenty in here. And powders, I feel more so than cream or liquid products, last a lot longer. So we're going to keep using her. That's going to be my complexion and cheek routine, I think, going forward. Who knows what products will find themselves into my collection from now till through the fall, but man, again, as I just purchased these concealers, I got a lot of blurring balm left. I mean, I hit pans, but we still got a lot of product. I have number 5 and number 7. Number 7 I like to use just as a bronzing moment, maybe if I didn't want to apply something all over the face, just on the regions where I wanted that toasty brown look. And number 5 I could use on the center of my face. And another reason why I didn't buy foundation during the sale, because I'm like, I got enough, okay? And although I have just been using this product, so maybe more appropriate to include this in May favorites, but just from using the Necessaire body serum once, I subscribe. One of you has suggested this product that it might have been one of the better performing products out of the Necessaire body care lineup, and I do enjoy applying a serum-like product before the Josie Maran body butter. It's nice to adopt a similar routine to my body as I have with my face, and now with my eczema going through a little flare up because of this vicious allergy season we're having, to apply a serum that's fragrance free, lightweight, whipped, not greasy whatsoever, cooling to the skin, is a fantastic step to take. It's very much gel water like in nature, so I pump maybe 2 or 3 at a time for my entire body. I slap on the Josie Maran when it's still damp and hasn't dried down completely, and my skin has been feeling good. It feels silky and soft without feeling heavy or greasy, because I don't want anything that's like castor oil, although I have used castor oil when my eczema was really bad, just to help relieve the dry skin patches that it left behind. But for every day, The Josie Maran and the Necessaire combination has been wonderful, and now I will keep an eye out for any sales or what have you. You know, Necessaire needs to make like a jumbo version of this, like how Kiehl's makes jumbo versions of their core, their whatever, the yellow looking lotion. I need this in a jumbo size. Like when Nordstrom does the specials, maybe they'll sell this as a duo for less. Keep an eye out, fam. Let me know, because I'm going to get on that. A few skincare updates. As I mentioned in a few videos, I have been using the Peach and Lily Retinol for All Renewing Serum. I think I'm maybe a month into this, and I quite like this product. It's more or less gentle. I use it at most 3 times a week, but how I alternate my days, I think at most 2 days a week. Will I go back to tretinoin? I don't know at this point. I think I want to use this until it's completely finished so I can make a decision at that point. But in terms of the product description, I think it aligns, where if you do have trouble wearing retinol type of products because of the irritation factor, then perhaps this is something for you to consider. I might not be a great candidate because since I have been using tretinoin for so long that my skin has adapted to it. So I've never faced irritation issues since college when I first used my Retin-A Micro. That was like a nightmare, but I underwent that period. So going back to something that's over the counter is not so bad. So I could probably push the frequency. At most though, I would only do 3 times a week because I could probably handle it, but I've been liking it so far. So just wanted to mention in this video. And they sent me their new Glass Skin Face Polisher, rice-based powder and enzymes. I've been using this for 4 days. Not enough time to form an opinion on it. I've been using it in the morning. It does say gentle enough for everyday use. That might not be a great idea, but I haven't undergone any burning or any tightness in the face. So I think we're okay to use this every day. It's just fun because the powder is fine and it pours out easily, because if you screw this off, the spout is small. Oh God, small enough. And then you have another opening here in the cap. So the dispensing, I think, is not as messy as others that have a same product profile. It closes tightly so nothing will fall out. I have been enjoying that immensely. And something I didn't mention before, I bought this during their Peach and Lily sale, is the Pure Beam Luxe Oil. Initially, I bought this for my gua sha, so I could place it on after my moisturizer, and having a little extra oil on the skin helps to maneuver the gua sha easier around the face. Something I do love this for, and thank you to Anna from the Salon Life for, suggesting that we oil our cuticles as much as possible. I love to use this on my nails. And you're like, really? Yes, because this oil is not greasy, and you can detect that when I apply it on my skin. It's lightweight, it's not overwhelming. So I apply this on my nails and I absolutely love it. Any excess I just apply on the rest of my hands, but because it is formulated to be lightweight on the face, I experience the same benefits on my nails and hands. So I've been using the heck out of this, because if I only use this for my face, this bottle will last me forever. But I like that now it has another role in my life for nails and hands. So I've also been using it on my nails, and again, they feel so great. It keeps my cuticles moisturized, the nails moisturized as well, because I did that with the Good Molecules, like ultra hydrating oil that ran out. I've just been dotting that oil, and I do the same thing with the Peach and Lily. So if they have another sale, I might be picking up another Pure Beam Luxe Oil, because I really love it on the nails and the hands. And lastly, forgive how damaged this looks, I dropped it so many times, is the Crystal Mineral Deodorant Stick, unscented. What is the actual, I think the brand is Crystal. So I've been using this for 2 months. I had my Primarily Pure deodorant, but I was running into issues because since it's like not a balm, like a creamy type of a stick, it needed to be warmed up, and during the winter it was a little challenging to get a smooth application on my underarms. And then I went back to Secret Clinical Protection because I was like, maybe I'm not meant to wear natural deodorant, whatever. Even still though, I felt with the Clinical Strength Secret that first of all, I would still sweat in my armpits, so the antiperspirant wasn't antiperspirating at all. And it kind of would not smell, but there was a scent like, oh, you did something today? Maybe you should still take a shower before you go to bed. I didn't like that. I didn't like that from something that was clinical strength. I felt wasn't delivering those claims. And that's not, listen, that might just be me. I was still sweating in my armpit. There was still sweat there. And I still not smelled bad, but more scent than what I would think the deodorant would combat. So I tried the salt stuff. It's just the potassium alum, the mineral salts. At first, it was like, oh no. Because first of all, the only role this deodorant plays is to combat odor and to control it. You will sweat in your armpits, right? You have pores here. There's going to be sweat there. So if you need something that's not going to make you sweat, this is not going to be for you. But what I found extraordinary is funny. Let me know if you all experience this down below. When I'm training, there's sweat. There might be like a scent. It's not a bad one. It's just the body fragrance. But when it dried down, it didn't smell bad. And I was expecting it to smell bad, much like how I was experiencing with the Secret Clinical Protection deodorant. And even if I put on more, the scent will just go away. So I've really been liking it. I don't know how it's going to be during the summertime. I do like the fact that my armpits don't have like this sensation of product on them that is basically just this salt stick that helps combat the fragrance. And you know, because I have eczema here on the edges of my armpits, I don't think it's a great pairing to wear antiperspirant at the moment because it's just so drying to the skin. So, you know, I've been really liking the crystal deodorant stick. We'll see how it fares through the summertime, but what you're supposed to do is just wet the tip of the salt crystal, rub, rinse, and then you could do that as many times during the day as you like. I usually like to apply this deodorant after my shower or during the day if you need a little touch me up, or again during the later part of the day depending on how much you're doing. So, you know, it's been going well, I like it so far, and we'll see how it goes during the summertime. For eyeshadow, ESUM was kind to send me their new Artistry palettes in number 1 and 2. I have a video going over the swatches, and yes, only doing 2 looks with them because my allergies were on the fritz that day in my eyeballs. But today I use the warm row here with the corresponding warm metallic row here. So we got the copper and a little bit of the maroon with the rose gold highlight. You know, much like what I experienced with Viseart eyeshadows, reminds me of the same formula. Soft, easy to blend. They combine well with each other. The metallic formula, I think from ESUM, a little different from Viseart. There's like a creaminess to it and very high shine. And I've enjoyed using these shadows. The end result is so soft focused and blurred. It just, the way it, I can't talk. The way it blends on the skin is so smooth. It's hard to explain. There's just this blurring look or blurring effect that happens when you blend out these shadows that you're not blending away the shine remains, but the finish is so smooth on the skin. And that's something I've noticed with the ESUM eyeshadows, that a little different from the Viseart metallics. At least the mattes are similar in my eye, but there's something going on with these metallic shades. I don't know what, but like for instance this gold, the gold is lovely to just place on the center if you wanted a little more dimension, if you want a little more shine. But again, it doesn't look heavy on the eyes. It doesn't have like that tightening creased effect from shadows that are like beautiful on the swatch, but when you apply them on your lids, it's like an alien takeover, and you have even more texture on your lids than what you started with. So again, loving the eyeshadows, happy that they were sent to me, and great for travel as well because of how they're designed. You have the sliding mechanism. You could pop these out and slide them back in. It locks in place and they're secure for travel. And yes, they don't have a mirror because these are designed with makeup artists in mind. I usually have a compact with me, whether from a blush or a bronzer product to use when I have to apply my eyeshadow. But I still gotta mention my beloved Byredo Remebrance. I've already included her in my March favorites, but my goodness. In contrast to the ESUM Metallics, these have more like of a slip feel to them, and also a little more translucent moments present for like these shades. For instance, they more have like that scatter effect on the eyes. Like if I wanted to apply this over the ESUM, I could have. I can't help it. Why don't we just pop on a little bit of the coral shade here on the inner part of the eye. This palette has easily become one of my most favorite palettes out of all the palettes in my entire collection. For someone who adores eyeshadow like herself, this extraordinary. So I've been using this nonstop, although harder to travel with. I get a little nervous when I bring her along for the ride just because these shadows are quite delicate. The compact, heavy, and luxe with the magnetic closure, yes, I would still feel a certain way, like I gotta pack her in tight to make sure she doesn't rattle too much on the way wherever I'm going. The Fenty mascara, we got a little bit of, what is this called? I can't even remember the name. Dropsies. Basically, the mascara gets on my under eyes, so I would have to use my Kill Lash for the under eyes. It's okay on the top lashes. I wouldn't call this a fail because it's not so terrible that I would never use it again, but I do prefer my Kill Lash and ESUM mascara combination over this one. I don't have any mascara running or, transfer, thank you, vocabulary. That's the only thing, but I'll use it until it's done. You know what I mean? I bought it. I should have known better. It's okay. The Merit lipstick, fantastic product. I have on the color Slip. I do like it more, this color, more than Baby. I think because I just gravitate towards these shades more. I gave Baby a chance because online, I thought the pink would be nice to wear like by itself on a few days, but it's fine on top of Slip, and it's also fine by itself, especially if I apply another favorite. It's my backpack because I've been using the heck out of it. The lip oil, great formula, smooth, silky, it's not sticky, it's conditioning, it feels silky on the lip, there's no weird taste, no weird smell. Same thing with the lipsticks. We still got the pastels, although what is the other? They're like more desaturated pastels. So these are not from Mooncat's Technicolor collection. They're from another one. Let me find out which one it is because it's bothering me. I found it, the Ultra Vibrant set. So those shades are a part of this collection. It's like a little bit of 90s vibe, I feel like. Unapologetically bright lacquers, vibrance. Yeah, so it's like the ultraviolet type of a gig with these shades, in addition to their Technicolor collection, which I've been wearing so much of ever since the beginning of March. And I don't know, maybe it's because it's a timing thing where applying creams naturally take a lot less time than it would take when applying magnetic polish, holding the wand over the nail, which you don't actually have to do with every coat. What I like to do is do 2 straight coats of the magnetic, and depending on the color and the polish, it may be 2 or 3 coats. So the final coat, no matter how many coats I do, will be where I hold the magnetic wand over the nail, and that saves a little more time. But as of late, I had smaller pockets of time to do my nails during. So that's why I just grabbed the pastels, because although a cream, the pastel colors themselves, they have so much character to them, especially like the lighter, like the banana color, the white, the lighter blue, I think is like a mint, not a mint shade. Maybe it is Paradise Found. Oh, one of my most favorite colors in the entire collection. So I pulled these out because I quite like these shades. I think they're fun. It's a nice escape from regular standard pastels, but still like they're very Nickelodeon. Not Nickelodeon now. I actually don't know what's going on with the Nickelodeon network for this era. But when I was watching Nickelodeon, like Slime, Double Dare, all those games. What was the obstacle course game? Not The Edge. They had to climb the cliff as the final round, and whoever got there first was the winner, or you could get points to win. That show, Legends of the Hidden Temple. Oh my gosh. Anyway, slight tangent, but yes, those. And that is it, everyone. My April favorites with a nice bleed in from March, if you will. Who knows what May will bring, because I'm pretty locked into what I currently have. If I receive PR, if I decide to buy something, who knows? But maybe May will be an update for a lot of these products, how they're going. Maybe something gonna happen with the body serum or the retinol, whatever. We shall see. So let me know what you've been loving during the month of April. I will see you down in those comments, fam. And until then, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I will see you on here again with another review tutorial, concealer extravaganza, or maybe more eyeshadow looks on my member channel. Take care, and I will see you again soon.